Is Jared Rhoden about to shock everybody and become the Raptors' hidden weapon this season? What if I told you that this same guy who was waived with a torn shoulder just months ago could be the X factor that nobody sees coming? This is insane. The way Bobby Webster just brought him back shows there's something special here that most fans are completely missing. And honestly, what's happening with Rhoden right now might be the most underrated story heading into training camp. Keep watching because this gets wild. What's up, Raptors Nation? Quick Court coming in hot with some breaking news that just dropped about our training camp roster. And yo, if you're sleeping on this signing, you're missing the bigger picture here. We're talking about a guy who shot SIXT 7% from 2-point range last season. That's not a typo, fam. Drop a comment right now. Do you think Rhoden makes the final roster, or is this just a camp tryout? Because after what I'm about to show you, your opinion might completely change. Stick around until the end because I've got some exclusive insights on why this move is way more important than it looks on paper. Alright, so Bobby Webster, our GM and head of basketball operations now, just made a move that has me absolutely fired up. The Raptors announced on September 26th that they've signed Jared Rhoden to complete their 21-man training camp roster. Now listen, I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, it's just an Exhibit 1-0 contract. Why should we care? But hold up, this is where it gets interesting. Let me break down why this is actually genius. Remember when we had Rhoden last season? Dude averaged 11.4 points in just 10 games with us. But here's the stat that's making my jaw drop. 66.7% from 2-point range. That's not just good, that's elite. That's prime Shaq numbers. Are you seeing this? And before you say small sample size, let me tell you something. Efficiency like that doesn't happen by accident. Can we talk about how disrespected this man has been? Gets waived while recovering from a torn labrum in his shoulder. A torn labrum! The same injury that derailed careers. And Bobby Webster said, nah, we're bringing him back. That's loyalty. That's vision. That's recognizing talent when others give up on it. You know what's crazy? In the G League, this man is a certified sniper, shooting around 40% from 3 for his entire career. 40%. But somehow, in the NBA with us, it dropped to 32%. You know what that tells me? Nerves, small sample size, room for growth. This isn't a finished product. 2-1. This is potential waiting to explode. Think about what Darko Rajakovic has been preaching all summer shit. Defense first. And guess what? Rhoden fits that mold perfectly. 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan. That's the kind of length that gives opposing guards nightmares. That's the kind of defender that turns possessions into fast breaks. Are you paying attention to what we're building here? This reminds me of when the Miami Heat kept finding these undrafted gems and turning them into rotation players. Remember Duncan Robinson? Remember Max Struss? They all started somewhere, and Rhoden has that same trajectory written all over him. The difference? We've already seen what he can do in our system. Let me paint you a picture of what training camp is about to look like. You've got Rhoden coming in hungry. This man has been on 2-way contracts for 3 straight seasons. That's not luck, that's persistence. That's proving you belong every single day. And now he's got 20 other guys to beat out for a spot. Subscribe to the channel if you think he makes it, because I'm telling you right now, this dude is about to surprise people. What really gets me hyped is his transition game. If you watched him with the 905 last season, you saw a different animal. This wasn't just a role player. He was feasting in transition, finishing with both hands, playing above the rim. The athleticism is undeniable. And in Darko's system that emphasizes pace and ball movement, perfect fit. Can we be real for a second? Some teams are out here signing washed veterans to fill out their camp rosters. Bobby Webster? He's bringing back a 2-6-year-old with upside who already knows our system, who already has chemistry with our players, who already proved he can contribute at this level. That's not just smart, that's calculated. You want to know what's really wild? Both Rhoden and Darko have been on the same page about his role from day one. Defender first, everything else second. That kind of buy-in is rare. That's the mentality that wins culture battles. That's what separates the guys who stick around from the ones who bounce around the league. Here's what nobody's talking about. What's a Feek session, the G League connection. The Raptors 905 and the senior squad have been running similar systems, making it a direct translation from one level to the next. That's by design. That's why guys like Rhoden can come up and immediately contribute without missing a beat. This isn't some random signing, this is organizational philosophy in action. Remember what happened with Fred VanVleet? Undrafted, doubted, developed. What about Chris Boucher? Same story. What about Gary Trent Jr. when nobody believed in him? The Raptors have a track record of finding these diamonds and polishing them into gems. And Rhoden, he's got all the tools to be next. Let's talk about what this means for our depth chart. We've got questions at the shooting guard position behind Grady Dick. We need defensive stoppers who can guard multiple positions. We need guys who can knock down corner threes in Darko's offensive system. Rhoden checks every single box. This isn't just a camp body. This could be a legitimate rotation piece. I need everybody to understand something. Media Day is September 29th. Training camp starts right after in Calgary. That means we've got mere days before this competition kicks off. And with 21 guys fighting for 15 regular roster spots plus two-ways, it's about to be a bloodbath. Who's ready for that? Drop a fire emoji if you're hyped for camp. You know what's funny? Other teams are probably looking at this signing like, oh, Toronto just filling out their roster. Meanwhile, Bobby Webster is playing 4D chess. This is the same GM who helped build a championship team back when he was working with Masai. The same guy who's been here through the ups and downs. He sees something in Rhoden, and when Bobby sees something, you better pay attention. Can we appreciate the timing of this? Right before camp, you bring in a guy who's motivated, who's healthy, who's got a chip on his shoulder from being waived. That's the kind of energy that elevates everybody. Iron sharpens iron, and Rhoden is about to make our young guys better just by competing. Here's something crucial. We've got Brandon Ingram coming off injury, Jakob Poeltl anchoring our defense, Scotty Barnes leading the charge, RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley in the backcourt. But depth wins championships, and that's where guys like Rhoden become vital. When injuries hit, and they always do, you need guys who can step up without missing a beat. Here's my bold prediction. Rhoden doesn't just make the roster. He becomes a fan favorite by December. The hustle, the defense, the random poster dunks that come out of nowhere. This dude has Toronto Raptor written all over him. This city loves fighters, and that's exactly what Jared Rhoden is. Real talk though, this signing shows something bigger about our organization. While other teams are tanking without purpose, we're developing, we're building a culture. We're giving opportunities to guys who deserve them. That's how you create sustainable success. That's how you avoid becoming the Washington Wizards of the world. Look at what Bobby Webster's done since taking over from Masai. He brought in Brandon Ingram at the deadline, signed him to that extension, kept our young core together. Now he's adding depth pieces like Rhoden, who could become real contributors. This isn't just roster building, this is culture building. What's your take on this, Raptors Nation? Do you think Rhoden sticks on the main roster, gets a two-way deal, or dominates with the 905? Is this just Bobby Webster doing due diligence, or is there something special brewing here? Comment below with your prediction because I want to know what you're thinking. Remember, this is the same organization that developed Pascal Siakam from the 27th pick into an all-star. The same team that turned undrafted Fred VanVleet into a champion. The same franchise that saw something in Jakob Poeltl when others didn't. We build players here. Listen, whether you're excited about this signing or skeptical, one thing's for sure. Training camp just got a lot more interesting. We've got 21 hungry players about to battle it out in Calgary, and Jared Rhoden just added another layer of competition to the mix. That's good for the team, good for development, and good for the future of this franchise. So here's what I need from you, resume-ash that subscribe button. If you want daily updates from training camp, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Because when Rhoden starts turning heads in Calgary, you're going to want to say you knew about him from day one. Keep repping that red and black, Raptors Nation Bayou development over everything. We're building something special here, and Jared Rhoden might just be another piece of the puzzle. Peace out, and we the North.